This is Caitlin, your host of the NoSleep4Dramas Podcast, where we get no sleep and survive on coffee to watch just one more episode at night. And we are back recording another episode. I feel like I haven't recorded a podcast episode in a while because if you don't remember, I recorded all of the November episodes at the beginning of November. And last week's episode, I recorded, I think, even in October. So I haven't recorded an episode in a while. And yeah, so it's December now, and we have 2 more episodes of the podcast, and then I am done for the year. I can't believe I'm saying that because we have this week's episode, and then I'm recording one that's going to release on like the 25th or something. And then the next time you get an episode, it will be the new year. It will be the January 1st, I think. So, of course, before we end out the year, I had to release everybody's favorite episode. I swear, people love these watch list episodes, and you can't go a month without this. So, this is the last watch list episode of the year and December's watch list. How are we feeling, though? How are we feeling about our watch list and our current watch list? Are we watching a lot? Are they kind of gotten thin? Are we trying to start the new year with a new slate? How are we feeling about our current watch list? Please let me know in the comments. Let me know on social media. I love talking with you guys. Thank you for everybody who has interacted with me through this year. Thank you for believing me when I started this. I'm going to be doing a special episode talking all about that. But if you did not see, the Spotify Wrapped came out, and even though this podcast hasn't even existed a year, I couldn't believe the stats that we got with that. And I am eternally grateful for all you guys who listen to this, as well as like have followed the blog in the last 5 years and just have interacted with me through dramas in general. I really, really, really appreciate it. So I have a lot of things planned for next year, hoping to do a little more, hoping to add some things, but also bring back some favorites that we have. I'm always going to do a watch list, of course. Yeah, this episode is my December watch list. And then the next episode is wrapping up December, which is crazy. As I said in my November watch list podcast episode, my goal was not really to start a lot of things before 2025 and to bring as little as possible over 2025. And I think I've been quite successful with that. I did start some new things around Thanksgiving, but they're really short. So I am confident I will finish them before 2025. I didn't start a 100-episode drama or like a 30-episode drama or something. It's really short. So I'm confident I'll be able to finish those, and I'll talk about them in my current watch list. The part of my plan that I don't think I'll be successful at, which I talked about in the November podcast episode, is I had planned to try and complete all of the season 2s that I have not gotten to this year, and I really should have. I do not think I have the time to watch 4 season 2s of shows. So my goal is those are going to be the first things I tackle come the new year. So then we'll get out of January without season 2s on my plate. But we'll have to see how that works out. I have it all planned out already, but yeah, I don't think I'll be able to watch 4 season 2s before I end the year between everything I have going on in my life in general. So yeah, I think that's really the plan. I am confident, though, I will be able to knock 4 or 5 things off of this current watch list that I'll be talking about. So we'll probably be starting the new year definitely with 2 dramas moving into January because they're currently airing and they don't end until January. I'm hoping I can knock another one off, but I might be bringing additional 2 more, but I'm hoping it will only be 1. It just depends on how well I can juggle dramas and life, because I'm also starting a new contract at work, and it sounds like it's going to be intense, especially at the beginning when we don't really have anything planned out and we're still trying to figure stuff out. So it depends how much life throws at me. And of course, you also have the holidays and family and things coming up on that front. I'm confident I will definitely finish some things before the end of the year. Will I finish everything? No, absolutely not. So we'll have to see. If I do end up bringing over 3 or 4 dramas versus 2, I will be comfortable with that because in previous years I ended up bringing like 10 over just because I didn't manage my time. And there are even dramas that start at the very end of December that I'm just going to wait and watch in January because there's no way I'm going to have time, such as Squid Game season 2. There's no way I'm going to be able to binge that with what I have going on. So I'm just going to wait and watch that in 2025 anyway. That being said, though, let's talk about things that I am currently watching. Some things I am farther along than others. Some things I'm loving. Some things I don't know yet. We have a good variety, though. We have a good variety. If you are new here and you haven't listened to a watch list episode, the format is I go Korean dramas and then I go variety shows, Korean first, and then I go Chinese dramas. If I'm watching a Chinese variety show, I go then, and then I do J-dramas, anime, Japanese variety, Taiwanese dramas, Taiwanese variety, and then lastly, it's Thai dramas or Thai varieties. I go in that order. Don't ask me how I chose that order. I chose it a long, long time ago when I started writing the blog in 2020, and I kind of just have kept with that. I'm not really sure, other than the fact that like I usually watch a lot of Korean dramas, so it makes sense that they go first. Beyond that, I'm not really sure what made me choose the order I do, but I stuck with it. Of course, a cat is coming in. Do you want to get up? All right, so first up, we of course have what everybody is talking about, and that is When the Phone Rings. I feel like everybody and their mother is watching this drama, including myself. Everybody's obsessed with it. I'm actually behind a little on this because I'm trying to finish a bunch of other things off my watch list, and I know this one will go into January. Hold on one second. What are you doing? You can't be up there. Where do you want to go? Cat is just all over my desk right now and is not settling down. Of course, the minute I sit down to record this. You have a lap and you choose to just walk over my desk. What is going on? Okay, sit there. Anyway, because I'm trying to get other things off my watch list before 2025, When the Phone Rings definitely is going to go into 2025 because it doesn't end until 2025. So I just decided I'm going to wait and basically binge this in 2025 in January. And from the reactions that people have over on social media, it sounds like that's a good plan because I feel like everybody is freaking out every time an episode airs because a cliffhanger happens. Girl, calm down. What are you doing? Cat drama. I swear. She just can tell I'm going to record and then just decides to be the most crazy cat ever. And yet she sleeps like the entire time I'm not doing anything. Are you good now? Are you comfortable? I don't understand how that's comfortable, but are you comfortable? Anyway, what my thoughts on this? So basically, I have watched, I think, 3 episodes of this. The other plan I was doing, even before I decided I was going to wait, is I wasn't planning on, you know how 2 episodes happen a week? I watched the first 2, and then I was like, oh man, it's going to be hard to not want to continue watching this and not have mini binge. So I decided I'm just going to watch, since, for example, if episode 3 and episode 4 came out this week, I would watch episode 3 and then I would wait until next week to watch 4 so then I could just immediately watch 5. That's my plan. So I've only watched up to episode 3, I think, maybe 4, as I am recording this. I have not watched this week's episodes, and I already have seen reactions on social media. This is one of my most anticipated dramas that premiered in November. And so I'm really glad I got around to starting it in November because I was kind of scared that I wasn't going to be able to watch it until later in December due to how crazy my life was. But I found the time to at least watch the first 2 episodes. I knew I would like this just from like the trailer, but I didn't anticipate how much I was going to like it. Because first off, the first episode went a completely different direction than I thought it would. I assumed, because in the trailer you see her getting kidnapped and everything, I assumed that would be the entire drama. I assumed that would last a lot longer than it did, and it could happen again, but literally the entire trailer happened in the first episode, pretty much. So I was like, oh, okay, where is this going now? Because what I assumed was going to happen wasn't going to happen anymore. We'll have to see. There's a lot of mystery with this, which I love. I love having theories. I have a bunch of theories with this one. Maybe I'll put in a theories episode in next year's schedule and periodically talk about theories, because I have a bunch of theories with this. Story is pulling me in due to those theories and the mystery, but also I think Yoo Yun Suk and Chae Soo Bin have great chemistry and are acting really well off of one another. I'm glad the kidnapping thing was one danger, but not all the danger is done and not all the threats are done. So that's keeping me going. I'm one of those people who like crime mixed with their romance. And this drama also seems to have a little bit of makjang in it, and we know how much I like makjang. So crazier the better for me. I'm having such a good time with this drama. And I'm excited to continue it. I'm definitely dodging spoilers left and right though, because again, I just don't have the time to watch dramas as many as I want to, but I'm also trying to finish up some things that I need to finish by the end of the year versus watching airing stuff. So yeah, I'm dodging spoilers like it's my job, pretty much. The only other Korean drama I'm currently watching, I do have a couple on my list I want to watch. I just didn't click play because I didn't have time. They're on the list for next year if I get to them. The only other one that I'm watching is Iron Family, and I'm really behind on this one. The reason I'm not really caught up is life, but also this ends at the end of January. There was not really a motivation for me to catch up on this because I was finishing other dramas, so this sort of took a back seat, especially since it doesn't end till January. I've seen a lot of people on social media go back and forth if they like this one or not. I'm still going to keep watching it because as you know, I've said this, I love Kim Jong-un. I also like that it's a short weekender with 36 episodes, so that helps a lot. I might not be able to finish this when it stops airing, which is the end of January, but I do plan to consistently watch this so I can finish it and at least not have this be dragged out for months, which I already let it be dragged out because it's on the back burner right now. I'm very behind on this. I'm extremely behind. I know this is going to be one of the dramas I'm going to bring over to 2025, unless by some miracle, well, I mean, not even by a miracle because I can't even finish it, but by some miracle, I'm hoping I can catch up on it at least a little bit before the end of the year, but I'm not confident in that whatsoever. Because again, I'm trying to finish other things, but also I have no motivation to watch it because it doesn't end until the end of January. I'm loving what I've watched so far, but it's just not a lot. I'm still in the early episodes, and I know a lot has happened since then, so we'll have to see. Those are the only two Korean dramas I'm watching, though, When the Phone Rings and Iron Family. That is my current watch list for Korean dramas. The other random thing that I added to my watch list that I'm confident I'll be able to finish is a Korean variety show. In November, I was traveling and I was staying with a friend who had Netflix, and they were working and I wasn't. I needed something to watch during the day, and at the time, I didn't have access to many streaming services except for Netflix. So I decided to find something on Netflix, on their random Netflix account that they use for guests. And I decided to click play on Zombieverse season 1. It was something that I didn't really need to think about. This was also the time I started When the Phone Rings because and at that time there was only 2 episodes out, so I watched both episodes and then I needed something else to watch. Zombieverse in general has been on my radar for a while, but it especially came more on my radar because season 2 came out in November, right around the time I clicked play on this. I was seeing trailers and everything for it. I decided to click play on this though because it was something that I could turn my brain off. It had short episodes. I just watched it. I didn't need to really concentrate on it. It was something that, like, my friend, if she did want to watch it, didn't really need to know what was going on to watch it, that type of thing. Is it cheesy? For sure. It's very cheesy. If you watched, what was that variety show from earlier this year? I'm not really sure if it's like a variety show per se, but if you watched Agents of Mystery, this is kind of like the same idea. With Agents of Mystery, which I had fun with Agents of Mystery, you have this investigation team who investigates these special cases, and there's a whole story and background. It is clearly semi-scripted, especially with the cases. Zombieverse is the same thing. Like, Zombieverse is not a unscripted variety show that kind of just things happen. It is very clearly somewhat scripted. I'm okay with that. I think a lot of people had problems with this because they assumed it wasn't going to be scripted, and then when they found out it was at least semi-scripted, they were mad at that. But that's kind of part of the fun. Like, the whole idea is you have these groups of people. It's a mix of comedians, actors, singer, like K-pop stars, variety show stars, like a mix of celebrities in Korea. They think they're going to one thing and they end up in the middle of a zombie apocalypse because someone changes. Kind of like Train to Busan, when that random girl walks onto the train and ends up changing into a zombie. It's kind of the same scenario. So you have this person change into a zombie, and then all chaos lets loose. And they have to figure out how to survive, and they have certain puzzles they have to figure out. It is very clearly scripted. I'm just saying that right now. But it's fun. It's kind of one of those things where you try to figure out the puzzles together. One thing that I've watched so far is they were running out of gas, and they had to enter a gas station and get gas. And then they find out there's zombies there, but they can't leave without the gas. So they have to work together to distract the zombies, get the gas, get some other things that they want to get. They have different goals in every location. I'm sure not everybody who is human at the beginning of the show ends up as human at the end of the show. I'm sure that's going to be a scripted thing. It's entertaining. It's kind of one of those things where if you know what you're walking into, you'll still enjoy it. The people still have to work together and figure out puzzles. It's not like that part is sort of scripted, but there are some cheesy lines. There is some acting. I'm sure if somebody gets bit by a zombie, they're going to have to like be told what that scripted out is like. Yeah, if you like this type of show, especially with cases and that type of thing, like Agents of Mystery, you'll probably like this show. Some parts are really funny and entertaining because you do have comedians who are really good with one-liners. The reason why I think this came on my radar in the first place when the season 1 first aired is there was a viral clip going around TikTok with Dex, and this is how Dex kind of got more famous than he already was from Singles Inferno, because he helped in a scenario where they had to climb up, I think, a scaffolding or something to get away from zombies. I'm still very early on in the show. I've only watched the first or maybe I'm up to 2 challenges. I am curious to see how they work together, or if anybody has the opportunity to like betray them or something. I'm also curious if they turn into zombies, how that will play out. One member is also like, I don't know if this is scripted. I'm assuming it's not, but maybe it is. One member is clearly injured, like she has a fractured foot or something. So it's kind of hilarious trying to see her run around and get away from these zombies. But yeah, I've seen clips from both season 1 and season 2. It's just something I turned on. I'm planning on finishing this one. Maybe I'll watch season 2 if I like season 1, but I've enjoyed season 1. It's kind of, again, I went into it knowing it was going to be silly and stupid, but I was just curious because the zombie acting is really good, though. I will say, if you enjoyed the zombie part of Korean dramas, you'll appreciate the zombie acting in this, because the extras are doing phenomenal, in my opinion. So that was Zombieverse season 1. It's on Netflix. I think I've watched 1 or 2 episodes. It's entertaining. It's entertaining. It's not the mind-blowing thing ever, like the most mind-blowing thing ever, but it's entertaining. Something to watch, you know? And it's short episodes. It's like 38 minutes, maybe 25 minutes an episode. It's super easy to watch. Really easy. Okay, that's the only Korean variety show. On that note, though, I was surprised when it was 30 minutes, 25-minute episodes, because usually in all of the other variety shows I've encountered, Korean variety shows, they're like hour and a half episodes. That's also a plus point with this Korean drama. Moving on to Chinese dramas. I am currently watching 3. I think I'll be able to finish one of the 3. I'm hoping I'll be able to finish 2 because two of them are short. One I can almost guarantee I'm going to be watching in 2025 because I've already put it on the back burner so long. I don't anticipate it getting off the back burner very much. The first one I'm going to talk about is kind of like the same scenario as Zombieverse. That is the Chinese drama Be Your Own Night. I needed something really easy for me to watch and finish during the holidays, Thanksgiving, because I just didn't have enough time, but I needed something to wind down with before I went to bed every night. And Be Your Own Night, I kind of just randomly clicked play on it because it was a short Chinese drama, 20-minute episodes. It's not that long. I easily can finish this before 2025. And I do want to watch more of these short web dramas. They're kind of fun. I kind of like, and it's another one of those things where you turn your brain off. You know what you get when you watch them. Some are better than others. Some are entertaining because they're so out there and so crazy. We'll have to see. This one drew me in because I saw a scene of it either on TikTok or in the trailer where the male lead does this cool move around a gun being pointed at him, and it happened in the first episode. I was very excited about that. I also like the male lead. I don't mind him. I've seen him in many other dramas, both short and as support characters in longer Chinese dramas, so I don't mind him. I don't think I've seen any of the other cast. I think he's the only one I recognize in this. I could be wrong. I might see no, I am wrong. There is a couple other people I recognize. I don't remember from where. Obviously, other Chinese dramas I've watched, but they're all like support characters. I don't remember seeing the female lead in any of them, but some of the supporting cast I recognize too. But again, I'm also really early on in this. I think I've watched 2 episodes, maybe 3, but they're very short episodes. So Fan Zai Shin, who's the male lead, I know him from Eternal Love a Dream that we watched this year, as well as he's the star of like My Lethal Man. I have not watched it, but it's one of his more popular ones. Turns out a bunch of his dramas are on my plan to watch list, though. He's definitely a factor in me clicking play on this. I don't know anything about this drama other than the short scene I saw and the fact he's in it, and like the short synopsis that the MDL says about him being a gangster and everything like that, and maybe the 2 episodes I watched. I knew really nothing going into this drama. And yeah, that's pretty much the reason why I clicked play. That scene I saw, the fact he stars in it, and the fact that they're short episodes and I can easily finish it before 2025. That's pretty much why I needed something short to watch. That's pretty much it. So that's Be Your Own Night. I'm curious, has anybody else watched this? I know it came out this year. So, I know I was talking to Liliana and she dropped it. I'm curious if everybody else liked it, disliked it, enjoyed it. I don't know. Again, it's one of those short Chinese dramas you kind of turn your brain off and you just watch it to be entertained, you know? Next 2 Chinese dramas I've at least mentioned once, if not longer. I think I mentioned Danger of Her season 1 in my November watch list. I could be wrong on that. But yeah, I'm still watching Danger of Her season 1. I haven't made much progress on this due to wanting to finish other dramas. I'm hoping I can finish this before 2025 because it is only 14 episodes long and they're about 30 to 40 minutes. I also wouldn't be mad if I had to push this over to 2025 because it's so short. There is a season 2 I need to watch of this too, which I definitely will not be watching until 2025. Danger of Her, if you need a reminder, is the one where the 4 girls are 4 women, not 4 girls, but 4 women are friends and they either have cheating husbands or cheating boyfriends or just horrible boyfriends or husbands, and a murder happens, basically. and then they have to figure out what to do. I don't want to reveal too much about it. And Danger of Her actually is a rewatch for me, season 1 at least. I enjoyed it. It's not like the best Chinese drama ever I've seen, but it's entertaining. It's decent. It could be worse. I remember at least enjoying it when I watched it when it aired in 2020. And I mainly am just rewatching it because I don't know if it's connected to season 2 and I want to watch season 2. The only other one, again, it's been on the back burner for a while, is Strange Tales of Tang Dynasty Season 1. I'm not dropping this. I liked what I've watched so far. I want to watch Season 2. Season 3 is coming up as well, but it's still on the back burner with other dramas being prioritized over it. I know this will probably go into 2025. I also plan on watching Season 2 in 2025. I still like it. I plan to continue it, but I have not watched more of it, and I know that's been a couple months of me not watching more of it. All right, those were the Chinese dramas: Be Your Own Knight, Danger of Her Season 1, and Strange Tales of Tang Dynasty. This is probably going to be a shorter episode for you guys. There's 2 more things I'm watching, and I definitely think I'll be able to finish both of them before 2024. I clicked play on Solo Leveling Season 1, the anime. I know I'm very late to this one, and I've been wanting to watch it for a while, especially with all the talk about it on social media and how everybody's liking it a lot. But really what pushed me to click play on it is we're getting season 2 in January. I want to watch season 1 in order to watch season 2 as it airs. I already binged like 6 episodes of season 1 yesterday or something. It was literally one sitting. It's like 20-minute long episodes. I easily will be able to finish this before 2025. I'm liking it so far. It's a lot creepier than I assumed it was going to be. I've seen a trailer. I've seen scenes. I knew it would be violent. It's about a guy who's fighting most of the time. But there's like some really creepy scenes, especially in the first 1 or 2 episodes. I don't want to give anything away, so I don't want to say what's creepy, but there's one particular being in episode 1 or 2 that's very creepy. I like the story. I like the direction it's gone so far. I love a good trope, whether it's dramas or anime, where you have it's a trope that I think some people are tired of, but I don't, for some reason, I'm always not tired of it, especially when it comes to Chinese dramas, but anime too. When you have like a weak hero or a weak character and they like grow and get stronger as the drama goes on, I love it. I don't know. I eat it all up, and Solo Leveling is exactly that. I can see why it's so highly rated and talked about too. I'm curious where the story will go because I have not read the manhwa. It is based off a Korean manhwa. I didn't realize the audio was going to be in Korean. It took me a second to realize they were talking Korean. I assumed it was going to be Japanese, but even though I knew it was based off a Korean manhwa, I assumed the audio was going to be Japanese for some reason. So that threw me off at first. Because I don't watch my animes dubbed if I can help it. If I can find a subbed version, I'd rather do that. So I tend to not do dubbed. So this was Korean audio with English subs that I watched it in. And I guess it was the styling, like the drawing style of the anime. I assumed it was going to be Japanese audio, but I was wrong on that. It's Korean. That's Solo Leveling. I am definitely going to be finishing that in the next week, maybe 2, but I think I'll finish it pretty fast. I'm enjoying it a lot. I can see why. Like, a goal of 2025 for me is to watch more anime. On one part, I'll get more into this, but on one part is because I enjoy anime and I want to explore more of it. But 2, I want to do more versus episodes between anime and live adaptations, but also just drama versus drama too. But I need to watch more anime and find the live adaptations to do that, But that is a goal of mine in 2025. Last thing I am watching, I've only watched the first episode of this because they're a lot longer than I assumed they were going to be. But I mentioned this Thai drama in my November wrap-up podcast episode, and it's only 4 episodes long, so I started it pretty much right when it premiered. And that is Tomorrow and I. It's a Thai drama on Netflix. It's 4 episodes. I've watched the first episode. I liked the first episode. I predicted it would be a unique watch. I said in the November wrap-up blog post that it reminds me a little of the Korean anthology series SF8, which I loved. SF8. It's got one-off stories, sci-fi based. This is pretty much the exact same thing. I would say it's a little bit also Black Mirror-esque. It's a mix of Black Mirror and SF8. I liked it. The ending of the first episode, there was a good twist. I'm curious how the rest of the episodes will play out. It has a high production value, which is great for me. I like a high production value, especially from a Thai drama. It gives a little unique twist on it. It also comes the fact that it is a Thai drama. You can really see the culture of Thailand coming out in this drama, and I think that gives a unique take to the sci-fi genre as well as just a drama in general. I'm excited to watch more of this. If you do like Black Mirror, I think you would definitely like this drama. Again, it's only 4 episodes, so it's not, but the episodes are like nearly an hour and a half long. That's what I did not anticipate. It's like an hour and 20 or something. It's not exactly an hour and a half, but it's a long episode. I was not anticipating that. I like click play and thought it would be 45 minutes to an hour. Definitely longer than an hour. But when I started watching, I didn't really notice the time go by until it ended. If that can give you a gauge of how much I liked it so far, I have liked it. And again, I've only watched 1 episode. But if you're looking for something different, something unique, sci-fi-esque, if you like sci-fi, I would say give this one a shot. I'd be really curious if you guys did watch this, what you guys thought of it. It's on Netflix. Please DM me if you do, or comment, or whatever you want. If you do watch Tomorrow and I on Netflix, please let me know what you think. It's unique. I think it's really, again, I've only watched the first episode, so I can't really say anything else about it, but the first episode, I was pleasantly surprised. And it had great acting in the first episode. I was not mad with the acting. So that's the last thing I'm watching currently. Out of what I spoke about, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 at least are going to be off my current watch list. I can positively say that. I'm hoping 5 will get off of it, but we'll have to see. I've talked a bunch about these dramas, but I'm going to name off some that I plan to watch in 2025. Some I've already mentioned and talked about. Others are new ones. So we have The Trunk. I know a lot of people watch The Trunk. I just don't have time to watch The Trunk right now. So I plan to watch it in January. All the season 2s I mentioned, Danger of Her season 2, Strange Tales of Tang Dynasty season 2, Alice in Borderland season 2, which I really should try and binge before 2024 ends, but I just do not think I have time. And then Squid Game season 2, I think I'm just going to wait and start that in January and binge that. That's kind of what's on the list. That's what I'm going to try and prioritize in January after I finish up what I'm currently watching. Some of the newer ones that I either have are new additions to my radar or just are new dramas coming out that have caught my eye. We have Blossom, which I'm sure everybody and their mother are watching. It's a Chinese drama that has taken social media, or at least my social media, by storm. I do plan to watch that in 2025. Will I start it in January? I doubt it, but it is on my list to watch in 2025 for sure. A Korean drama that I don't have a premiere date for, but it is confirmed to air in January, is Study Group. I've been looking forward to that Korean drama for a while, so I'm glad we're finally getting it in January. I'll talk about that more next week. And then Love Scout, which is also another Korean drama that has caught my eye. Again, definitely is confirmed to premiere in January, so I do plan to click play on that if I get both of these on a streaming site. I don't know if you guys are new. If you're not new, just so you know, I do not go off the grid to watch stuff. So if these dramas come to streaming sites, I will definitely click play. If not, we'll have to see. We'll have to skip it or see if it comes later. The last one I wanted to mention is a Japanese drama coming to Netflix in early January. I think January 9th or something, called Asura. This one caught my eye because, one, I love that Netflix is getting more Japanese dramas. I will watch anything on Netflix when it comes to Japanese dramas, because I need to watch more Japanese dramas in general. But also the synopsis for this looks like crazy drama-filled goodness, because it's about 4 sisters and they meet up after a really long time, and one sister thinks her father is having an affair. All 4 of them have to keep this secret from their mother, apparently. And I'm getting this from the synopsis on MDL. But, it eventually probably will come out, and probably other secrets will come out with it. And I'm here for it. I'm here for crazy, crazy makjang. I love that. That definitely got on my radar after I saw it was coming to Netflix in early January. That is the plan for January. I'm hoping I can at least make some kind of dent in the season 2s and also what I'm currently watching. But as long as I pace myself and give myself some time, I'm sure we're going to get into it. I'm just also happy I'm watching things again. Like November, I completed like 1 drama. So I'm just happy I'm here watching things, and I can confidently say I'm going to finish things, because in November I was like, God, I'm going to end this month with nothing. I'm going to end this month not having finished anything. And I hate when that happens, either by me having no time or me just not getting interested in anything and then dropping a bunch of stuff, or just not watching anything and not enjoying what I'm watching. So I'm glad I'm enjoying stuff. I'm glad I'm watching things, because then I get to talk to you about things and then also make podcast episodes about it. I'm glad. I'm happy I'm in this boat again. I'm happy I'm along for the ride. It's December. It's the end of the year. I'll gonna be curious how this year wraps up. We have a lot planned, and I'm gonna be curious how next year happens. But that's my December current watch list. That is what I'm currently watching. I think my favorite thing is obviously probably has to be When the Phone Rings. I'm obsessed with it. I just have to say that right now. That's probably what my favorite thing I'm watching. Second favorite, probably Solo Leveling. But Tomorrow Night is pretty good too. But yeah, When the Phone Rings is pretty much probably my favorite thing I'm watching right now. I'm not gonna lie. And I think it's everybody's favorite thing. But yeah, that's my watch list for December. Thank you for listening. We have 1 more episode this month. I hope you stick around for that episode, and also stick around for 2025 for everything I have planned and just drama watching in general. I hope you have a great week, and I hope you close out December really well. Bye. If you want to continue the conversations about dramas that were started in this episode, you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky under the username NoSleep4Dramas. That is no sleep, the number 4 dramas, just like in the title of the podcast. This podcast is also an expansion of my blog, so you can visit my blog at www.NoSleep4Dramas.com, the number 4 dramas.com, and find multiple years of blog posts already available at your fingertips. All links are in the description of this episode. Finally, please give this podcast a like or a follow wherever you listen to the podcast. Leaving a comment or a review also helps a lot. We love hearing ideas and feedback from all of you. Share the podcast with your friends as well. Thank you for listening. This has been an episode of the No Sleep for Dramas podcast, and I am your host, Caitlin. I will see you here next time, and I hope you get no sleep chasing the next episode just like me. Good night.